Welcome to all in virtual classroom of biology or standard 12 science students produced by Department of Biology is a part of Janta Shikshan Sanstha's Kisanveer Mahavidyalay Y in session number 5B presented by Sri Sushant Kumar Swami. Today we are going to discuss a concept oogenesis. Oogenesis is a type of gametogenesis. You know very well, gametogenesis means production of gametes. So, oogenesis is a process which produces gamete. It means produces female gamete. Let's see, oogenesis. Oogenesis is the process that produces ovum in ovary. This process is completed in 3 phases. First phase is multiplication phase. Second phase is phase of growth. And third phase is maturation phase. Now, oogenesis. Oogenesis is the process which produces ovum. How ovum is produced in ovary? For this process, pituitary gland, which is present in below the brain, nearer to the hypothalamus, this pituitary gland secretes follicle stimulating hormone. This follicle stimulating hormone act on germinal epithelial cells. These germinal epithelial cells start divides and redivides. These germinal epithelial cells undergoes cell division, and this process is said we can divide into 3 stages. First stage is multiplication phase, second phase is growth phase, third phase is maturation phase. How this process goes on? For detail, see oogenesis. Look at the screen. There is oogenesis, a part of oogenesis. Here, first one is multiplication phase. In multiplication phase, what happens? The follicle stimulating hormone stimulates germinal cells. These germinal cells undergoes cell division and to increase their number. Number increasing phase, so it is called as multiplication phase. Look at the screen. There is this one is the single germinal cell. We called it as a primordial cells. This primordial cells divides. This primordial cells divides and form a daughter cell. This one is the daughter cell. Again, this divides and it forms daughter cells. It means that single primordial cells divides and forms 2 daughter cells. These 2 daughter cells again divides and forms 2 daughter cells. These 2 daughter cells is called as oogonium. This cell divides and forms 2 oogonium, and this cell divides into 2 oogonium. Such like there is number of cells are increased, and this all process means formation of oogonium from primordial cells takes place under the mitotic cell division. Mitotic cell division is a equational process. You can observe in all cells are chromosome number is similar in all cells. It means that diploid chromosome number is present in all cells, parent cell as well as daughter cells. This is the multiplication phase. Now this oogonium undergoes next phase, and this oogonium feeds and grows. This oogonium grows. This growing process, it increases its size. This in Fraser's side, takes place just before puberty, and takes place just before puberty. Here, hormone is acting is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. By the action of follicle stimulating hormone, this primary oocyte is forms, grows, it becomes primary oocytes. Its growth in size. So growth is here. So its next phase is growth phase. Ovonium larger than C in the oogenesis. The grow up is called as primary oocytes. This is grow up in called as primary oocytes. Then the multiplication phase, ovonium size is increased here. This one is the growth phase. Now this primary oocyte enters into next development phase stage. This next development stage is known as maturation phase. This is the maturation phase, called as maturation phase. In this maturation phase, this primary oocyte is divided into secondary oocyte. Primary oocyte is divided into secondary oocyte, and another one is here polar body, first polar body. This division takes place meiotically. Meiosis is the reduction in cell division, and here meiosis takes place. Then the secondary oocytes undergoes cell division. Secondary oocytes undergoes cell division. It forms a cell known as ooham. It forms a cells known as ooham. It is a haploid. It is a haploid than the primary oocytes. Then this secondary oocyte divides. Secondary oocytes divides a second polar body. First polar body divides into two cells, and a second polar body forms. These are the second polar bodies. They are then degenerated. They are not useful in. They are not take part in the reproduction. This will happen due to meiosis second. And in this maturation phase, primary oocytes is converted into ooham by using meiosis type of cell division. Meiosis is the reductional cell division. In this way, we can observe a process of oogenesis. It is very simple process. Initially, what's happened? Germinal cells divides and redivides. It forms number of primary oocytes. In which primary oocytes, any one primary oocytes which undergoes meiotic division, it forms secondary oocyte. Secondary oocytes forms ooham. Ooham is a haploid and it consists of chromosome number, and this ooham is developed in secondary, tertiary and Graafian follicle. It is observed in Graafian follicle. This will be takes place in the ovary under the action of follicle stimulating hormone. Here we just add one thing. Thus, this stage, it is mostly similar to spermatogenesis. There is also three stages: phase of multiplication, phase of growth and phase of maturation. Here is also multiplication phase, growth phase, maturation phase. But one thing is notable that in spermatogenesis, number of sperms are increased. There is so many sperms. But here, ooham is only one developed from these cells. Today, we discuss about oogenesis. It is a process to form ooham in the ovary. It takes place in three phases: phase of multiplication, growth phase and maturation phase. It forms a primordial cell, two primary follicle, secondary follicle, then Graafian follicle. In the Graafian follicle, ooham is produced. This process is completed in this. Now we continue in session number 5C. Till then,